What are you dressed as? A whore?
What a wish to be immortal, to be above the rest, the worlds apart, the gravel walls beating through my chest, power for control, kindness for empathy, to heal thyself, to love all else. Don't carry the weight of
Hi, it's Bianca, and I want to take a stroll down memory lane and look through my old Halloween costumes. So obviously, in light of me being absolutely obsessed with Halloween, I have had some very fun costumes and some very quirky costumes. Without any further ado, let's look through my old Halloween costumes. So anyway, first costume here. This I actually didn't wear to anything. I mean, I have worn it obviously before, but in this specific picture, I remember just putting it on and making a GIF on Tumblr, and this was like what the GIF kind of was. It's like a goth Alice in Wonderland. I actually remember loving this, and it got like a bunch of reblogs on Tumblr because
hi, Tumblr queen here.
And then actually eventually I DIY'd it and made it very like bloody, and I wrote on like the little apron, "We're not in Wonderland anymore." Next, it says Spider-Man. I am actually obsessed with Spider-Man, and I feel like you guys don't even know that, but me and my two friends, we always did like couple costumes, like throuple. So it was always the three of us, and we always kind of had a central theme. So like our freshman year, we did Alice in Wonderland, I was Alice, and then the second year, well, we did superheroes. So I did Spider-Man, and we went to a fashion school, so we all kind of tried to make our costumes a little more quirky, a little more edgy, a little more to our styles. So it was really fun. This was probably my favorite costume of all time, mainly because Sam, my friend, oh my gosh, you guys know her. I vlogged her masterclass. It's linked up here. She's a special effects artist, she's a makeup artist. She's so good at what she does. And I wanted to do a photo shoot to kind of represent my costume a little bit better. So we did a photo shoot, and she put like, you know, the latex scarring or whatever she did on me. I bought that top at Abracadabra in New York City, which is this Halloween like quirky special effects costumey store that's open year round. It was $90, and that's the most I've ever spent on a costume in my life. A cosplay to me than it was a costume. And the choker around my neck is actually a belt buckle from one of my boots, like a pair of shoes. And the gloves, obviously, I had to buy from the party store, the Halloween store. I think I got them from Spirit. Here's another picture here of the photo shoot, which is so sick. I loved this. I wore my, I don't remember what those boots were called. Does anyone remember what they were called? Something with a D. I don't know. They're called something with a D. They're like the really goth like platform boots. This was like the most perfect costume that I've ever pulled together. Here's another picture here. This was actually my favorite picture because this is my bad side. Okay, like if you guys notice, like, I mean, like I never really stay on this side, mainly because like I don't know how to smile on this side. This was my opposite side, and I was so uncomfortable like doing it that way. But this whole photo set took place in an abandoned hospital. I'm kind of one of those people who dresses like it's Halloween when it's not Halloween because I don't quite care. Big like studded choker on. I think it had like a skull and crossbones on, black lipstick, green thigh highs. It could have been in October, it could have not been in October, but the fact that honestly it inspires me reacting to my old pictures because I'm like, oh, I still have that. Oh, I could still wear that. Oh, I could wear that this way now. And it's so cool to recycle your shit. This was not in October, so it falls in the same category as the last picture because it's snowing. I still have that leather jacket. That's my backyard, by the way. Literally, doesn't it look like a winter wonderland? It's crazy. This costume, oh, this one comes with a story. I was going to a show. So I was going to a show in the city, and it was the Pop Punk's Not Dead tour. And I was going to see New Found Glory, The Wonder Years. So many different pop punk bands played, and it was such a fun show. I met Hayley Williams that day, and she complimented my costume. I hugged hugged her and she was like, I love your costume, girls, because me and my two friends dressed up as like pop punks not dead zombies. We wanted to be pop punk zombies. Sinead, she was in like all the Jonas Brothers vlogs, because when we were at the show, all like the boys, I guess like the pop punk boys, like the khaki wearing boys, were all like coming up to us and they're like, blood sluts, you guys, what are you dressed as, a whore? And like being so rude to us. And I'm like, the show was literally 2 days before Halloween.
If you thought I was gonna go to the show not dressed up when it's 2 days before Halloween.
And the tour is called the Pop Punks Not Dead Tour, and it's like a Halloween October tour.
You could F right off.
I stuck fake tattoos all over my arms because I wanted to be the like pastel goth Snow White. I took an apple from school and just like carried it in my bag all day. And this is actually at the ferry terminal. I was like, oh my god, guys, I need to get a picture. It's like the big apple and like the apple and it's poisoned. And I had this whole concept. It was so cute. I remember loving this so much. Oh, let's stick on that same day. So when I went home from school that day, at school I was Snow White, and then when I came home to go trick-or-treating with like my friends from home, didn't quite know what to be because I put all of my time and energy into being Snow White. So I just dressed up as like all black, this like rocker chick, like sexy, sleek. I might have called myself like, oh, I'm just a band whore or something like that. This was another time in school during, I think, October. Sam again did my makeup for this, a zombie. It was like a whole photo shoot with my school. Dope. It was like supposed to be the apocalypse, like zombies in the subway. Next picture. So this is me and my friend Ashley, and we also would do like coupley costumes too. So her and I dressed as, she was Freddy Krueger obviously, and I was Chucky. I bought that shirt at a thrift shop, and then I bought the child size costume for Chucky, even though I definitely could have made it with overalls. I remember my mom bought it for me. She was like, oh, you could just get the kids one and cut it the way you want it, because it was way cheaper than the adult one. And I was like, oh mom, that's really smart. Okay. So it was really fun. I remember her and I were running around all day just like trying to stab people. Like, I guess I was like vampirist. This was a Little Red Riding Hood costume, but instead of bringing my muffins to grandma, I was bringing my 6-pack of beer to the party. Next, this is perfect. This is kind of a throwback blast from the past. This is not me dressing up, but this is one of my friends dressing up as me. One Halloween, if you guys remember Scream Queens, the most iconic show ever, I was Chanel #1. It was a mood. Okay, next, because if I show you literally every single one of my costumes, this will literally never work. Cruella de Vil. This sadly was like my only good kind of picture that you could even see my costume with me as Cruella. I used to have half blonde and half black hair, so I kind of coined myself as Bianca de Vil. I was like, well duh, if my name's Bianca de Vil for Halloween, I have to be Cruella. I'm holding a Four Loko in my hand, by the way, because Cruella is not a good girl, okay? I actually had recently dyed my hair back black, so in order to get the white blonde back on the left side of my head again, so much dry shampoo in my hair, I put so much white spray paint in my hair, and then I also dumped baby powder in my hair. So this was my getting ready photo of Cruella. I went actually to the parade. I was in the New York City Halloween parade that year, which was really cool, and I was so hyped. Okay, so this one is obviously really just takes the cake. Sam turned me into the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, which was absolutely insane. She did like a whole cast of my face, and she had like a bust of me sitting in her room for so long. Underneath all of this was my jacket, literally me, and it was so insane. Those are my fingernails that she painted with like really gross paint and colors to make them look nasty. This costume obviously is absolutely insane. Now for some more recent costumes. We're gonna go through this really quickly because I feel like this video is so long because I've dressed up as so many different things in my lifetime. I love giving you ideas, and I also love giving myself like new ideas again, just to like, I could do that. I could do this a different way, so it's really fun. This costume, I was a gypsy warrior princess. I actually had a henna tattoo just because I went to get my eyebrows threaded and the girls were like, oh, do you want a henna? And I was like, yeah, why the hell not? So I got a henna and it lasted until the week of Halloween. So I was like, oh, I could roll with this. So I did like a gypsy, like warrior type thing. These are all just clothes from my closet. Next, couples costumes, guys. It takes Jordan a lot to dress up. He really doesn't love Halloween that much, which is so detrimental to me. We were the Corpse Bride, and this is probably one of my favorites. We actually watched Corpse Bride the other day, and it's one of Jordan's favorite movies, I think, because he was like, I love that movie, it's so sad, I love it. So maybe eventually we could get him to do something else. And here's a different picture of the same look. Next couple's costume, if you guys ever seen Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, we were the two main characters in it. So I was the girl with the lead shoes, and he was the boy that, you know, goes on the mission to figure out what the hell happened to his grandfather and stuff like that. This was so cool, and I feel like it went underappreciated because I I feel like a lot of people did not see this movie, but here's reference for what the movie looked like, and obviously we freaking nailed it if you know what the movie is. Next, I was a gypsy. Gypsy was like a crazy big Halloween costume, I feel like, in the past few years. Last but certainly not least, my friend Antonia turns me into Coraline, which was the coolest thing ever. I did this last year, and I did this on my VLOGOWEEN series last year, so I'll link that up here as well. It's sick. I looked so scary. Her and I were very, very taken aback by how good it came out, and we are both actually doing another little costume face makeup kind of transformation together, so stay tuned for that. So I hope you guys found some of these costumes like inspiring, or like the fact that you could DIY things, old costumes, and turn them into new again is really fun, because you don't have to go out and spend $60 on a Leg Avenue costume. You could really like go in your closet and find inspiration and really see what works for you and what you want to be this year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and follow me over on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
When the devil's in the mood, nightmares come pouring out of hell.